Well, the good news is that it's stopped raining, at least for a while, although the forecast is for heavy rain this afternoon. But we've had to completely change our plans. Overnight, the rain got heavier, the river has risen even more. It's now completely unfishable, and we were faced with the dilemma, well, what do we do? And we've had to come off course. By coming, basically, down the loch to go back up it later on, we've gone way off beam. We were scratching our heads saying, well, where can we fish? Where can we catch some fish? And we've come here to Ballyquirk Loch. It's got a good head of roach, some hybrids and bream, and we're hoping here that we can bag up. To get here, we've used up 10 valuable miles, and the further bad news is that our keep net is now down to 8.5 pounds only. We haven't even got enough fish in it to get back to where we started from at Oughterard. I figure we need something like 35 to 40 pounds of fish in the next 2 days to get us on course for the Shannon. I'm going to fish the feeder. I'm going for roach, I'm going for bream, roach bream hybrids, anything I can get basically. Mick's going to try for a pike, because if we could get just one pike weighing 10 pounds, that'd be worth an awful lot of roach. So that's the plan. Let's just hope it works.
Well, we're fishing somewhere today that we didn't expect to be fishing, and I think that's going to be the way it goes for the rest of the challenge. We don't really know where we're going to end up. The whole thing is unpredictable. I suspect we're going to end up doing a lot more miles than we anticipated, and that means catching a lot more fish.
Now, the feeder I'm using this time around is an open-ended feeder. It's called a cage feeder because it's made of a wire mesh. And these are very good for fishing in shallower water. It's only 6 to 7 feet deep out there. So the idea is that the water can attack the cage feeder from all sides, working through this mesh. Start off, plug a ground bait in the bottom, a few pellets, some maggots, and then ground bait on the top. Just push it down with your finger and thumb like this, just to compress it. Line up on your target on the far bank. In this case, I'm aiming at a particular tree. Make your cast. And then put the rod down on the rest. Watch the tip all the time that the feeder's falling, because you'll often get those bites on the drop. Give it perhaps a minute or so, and then just wind a few turns, just drag the feeder back, just perhaps a half foot or a foot, basically to pull your hook bait back into the ground bait. And that's the way you fish the open-ended feeder. One way to build a big weight very quickly is bream. There's a bite. Well, I've been getting one or two sort of slight little nudges on the tip. Now this, oh, he's come off. Oh no. I've just lost what felt like a good bream.
Just had a little knock then.
I mean, that's 3 or 4 miles on the journey if you lose a decent bream.
Well, I'm fishing the feeder in a fairly similar way to Matt, and by keep casting the feeder to the same place, hopefully the action should pick up and we should get more and more bites.
The one that stays on is a tiddler. Now that one's a roach bream hybrid. He's got a bit of roach in him and a bit of bream. Those fish are quite nice size for building up weight, because they're going about £0.5 pound each, so it's 2 to the mile if you look at it that way. Well, I've started to catch a few fish now. I'm regretting the one I lost, because I'm sure that was a proper bream. But I'm picking up hybrids, small skimmer bream and occasional roach, so I'm going to keep going, just keep plugging away with the feeder in the hope that basically some big fish move in. How are you getting on, Mick? You getting many bites?
Matt, I'm hardly getting any bites. I'm not getting chewed maggots on it. Matt's doing really well on the feeder, but I'm not doing well at all. I've put together 6 or 7 small roach, but we need a lot more than that.
There's a bite. Well, that's better. I've got a nice bend in the rod now. I think I'm into a fish similar to the one that I lost before. It's probably not as big, actually. It doesn't feel as heavy, but it'd be interesting to see whether this is a proper bream, because if it is, that's really encouraging. Well, it's taken about 2 hours to get the fish really going, but I think this is a proper bream. It certainly looks like one as it's coming towards the net, which is absolutely superb news, because if you get a shoal of those going, you can build a big weight very quickly. Here he comes. It's definitely a bream. Yes, now that is a great result. There it is, the common or bronze bream. And I'll tell you what, I've caught hundreds if not thousands of these in my lifetime, but that one is very, very welcome. There's some scarring across the fish's back, you can see there, and I think that's a pike that's grabbed hold of the bream and left its mark. But he survived the encounter, and he's certainly in fighting fit condition now. That's exactly what we were looking for. That's 2.5, possibly 3 pounds of solid fish. That's what we want. Yes. Better be careful putting this one into the keep net. There it goes. Well, this is interesting. I've switched over to worm hook baits and I'm starting to get bigger fish. I'm getting a much higher proportion of bream. Not huge fish, but you know, nice pound-sized skimmer bream which build up weight very, very quickly. I've had 3 or 4 of these in a row now. Well, that's really interesting. By switching across to the worm, it's definitely producing the bigger fish.
It just shows, doesn't it, a subtle difference in the tackle can make a huge difference in the catch rate.
Yeah.
Just had a little bit of excitement because the bobbin just lifted up. Well, I don't think it comes much grimmer than this. I'm sure it doesn't. I just want to go home at the moment.
Well, just when we thought it was all over, guess what? It's raining again. This place is an amazing country. It's so wet. It's rained every day since we've been here. And you know, the sport's petered out gradually. I thought it might get better and better, but the wind's gone cold now, the rain's arrived, and we're still getting the odd fish here and there, but it's nothing like it was, and we're just basically gradually stuttering towards our target rather than running through the tape. But we'll stick it out until we've got enough fish, or as near as we can get, and then pack up and try and dry the stuff in the van if we can.
Well, this is going to be the last fish of the day, and I reckon it's around the pound mark. We really need this. We need every one now. And I just hope it doesn't drop off. Yes, got it. Oh, we really needed that one. Somewhere around the pound mark, and we're desperate for every one now, so that's going to give us around another mile. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's the last fish of the day for me. I'm going to see Matt, and I think it's time we had the weigh in.
Well, that's the end of the session. It's time for the weigh-in, and what I can tell you is that basically we need 45 pounds of fish to get from here across to Portumna on Loch Derg. And well, I don't think we've done it. In fact, I'm pretty sure we haven't, but we better look at how close we've got, Mick. Well, you've got some bream in there.
Well, I've got some nice bream.
I reckon you might have £4 there, mate.
Yeah, I was picked up the bream on the worm, as you know. 4.13,
Yeah, well
4.14,
4.13.
Yeah.
Well, if we put these others in now, I've had a few more than you. If I just get my net.
Yeah, you've got a lot more than me there, a lot more.
One still in. No, there's 2 still in, Sir M.
Right, let's see what we've got.
The combined weight.
Well, there it is, 20 pounds and 3 ounces.
£20 3.
Well, that's not even going to take us halfway, is it?
Nope. Well, I've worked out that we need £45 to get to Portumna on Loch Derg.
Yeah.
We've got £8 in our notional keep net. Plus that's 28, so we're £17 short. And, well...
That's well short.
Yeah, I don't think we thought we'd be in this position. The weather and everything we faced. Our banker was going to be the Oughterard River, that blew out. Then we came here. This ain't fishing that well, you know. We're stuck. Basically, we're stuck.
Yeah. Well,
So we're going to have to work out what we're going to do. But unfortunately, we've run out of time. So if you want to find out what our contingency plan is, you'll have to tune in next time.